Dave Abrams. Happy 2018.
And I'm Amalie Brandenburg. Welcome to another episode of Anne Arundel County's Week in Review. In this episode, we will talk about teens learning technical skills and a look at a great group bringing hope to families in Brooklyn Park. But first, making headlines this week. Are you ready?
Ready.
We have big news for those of you who want to dash up to New York City for a weekend getaway. The Megabus is now offering trips to and from the Big Apple from Annapolis. For years, folks have been using this bus as a cheap way for a fun weekend, but they could only leave from Baltimore. Now, Dave.
Yes?
I did my research
and
some pricing checks.
All right.
Let's say we're leaving today to go shopping on Fifth Avenue for the day. Round trip.
That's a very implausible thing that would never happen with you.
Clearly it might. Round trip from Baltimore on the Megabus will cost you $54.50.
Okay.
Round trip from Annapolis will cost you $80.50.
Okay.
That's a difference of only $26 or $13 each way.
Not bad.
No, not too shabby. That's my lunch.
Right.
So when are we going?
I mean, we could go today, right? Today's the first day on the Megabus. Have you ridden the Megabus before?
No, but I'm in.
You have not.
Ew.
It's not bad. It's a good price, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for round trip for under $100 to New York City, Annapolis to New York City, boom.
It's unbelievable. And you don't have to worry about traffic. You just can sit there, read a book, do whatever you might want to do.
I'm telling you, people online are fired up about this.
They are?
It's like it went viral. Can you believe that?
I can.
So what is your favorite thing to do in New York City? Do you like to shop on Fifth Avenue?
I do.
What do you like to do?
I do like to shop up in New York City.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, years ago, dating myself, but I ran almost all, I didn't finish it, of the New York Marathon. So I've done most of the boroughs.
Let me guess, you stopped for bagels. Halfway.
Sort of, yes. At 17 miles, I got insanely hungry, and I stopped for a buffalo chicken wrap, and it was really hard to run afterwards. So.
It happens.
I know.
The food in New York City is so good that
I
you
know.
can't finish the marathon. I personally would have stopped for pizza or corned beef.
Well, I stopped
But
at
I'm sure a buffalo chicken wrap was also very delicious.
So I ate that, and then I walked for a couple miles, and I thought, forget it, I'm done. Anyway, that being said, I was able to see most of the boroughs on foot, and hands down, Brooklyn is my favorite, and that is what...
Brooklyn?
Yes.
Interesting.
Love Brooklyn, and would do my shopping there.
Interesting.
Yes.
So real quick, the marathon was down what road? What main street was it? Like Fifth Avenue, or like across the Brooklyn Bridge, or what was the? Do you remember?
Golly,
Was it across the bridge?
No.
Oh, we're gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, I will. No, you go through Queens, you go through Brooklyn.
You go through Queens and Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's 26.2 miles on
Woo!
foot.
No, thank you.
Anyway.
Well, Amalie, 2018 has a new law for smoke detectors to protect your home and family. Starting right now, the state wants you to replace your battery-only operated detectors with the 9-volt batteries, the old ones, with new 10-year long life battery models. Did you know about this?
No.
Did you know this is a thing?
No, I did not know about it at all.
I know. Well, apparently you can get the new 10-year sealed alarm for about $15, no big deal. You don't have to replace the batteries, and that means no low battery chirps. Everyone's life has improved, because there's nothing worse than when that thing's chirping and you don't want to get up there on the ladder, but it's chirping and you let it go and you try to ignore it and you just can't.
And it only starts always at 2 in the morning. It
Right?
never is like during the regular part of the day. Yeah.
The day before you have to meet with the boss or something and you're all stressed out.
Yep.
The state also wants you to replace any smoke alarms when they're at least 10 years old, so that's probably most of us, and you can find the manufacturing date on the back of your smoke detector. Go out to your favorite retailer and get your new smoke detectors now, Amalie. Go get them now.
The Maryland General Assembly is back in action this week for its...
Oh boy, that's going to be rough.
Here we
No,
go.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yes. Back in action this week for its annual 90-day legislative session in Annapolis. Mark your calendars for Wednesday, January 10th. You got it?
Got it.
Things are going to get pretty busy downtown, so guard your favorite parking spot now. And in case you didn't know, this is an election year, so expect some surprises coming out of this session. Chase Cook of the Capitol had a nice little list of bills sponsored by our local representatives, and here's a look at just some of them. Senator John Astle had a $160,000 bond bill for the Lighthouse Shelter. Senator Ed Riley had a $500,000 bond bill for the Arc of the Central Chesapeake region. Speaker Bush is co-sponsoring legislation that allows rape victims to terminate the parental rights of their rapists, so that's a good chance of passing.
Yep. Whenever the speaker co-sponsors, that means
Yep, rule
Yep.
number 1. The 90-day session ends on April 9th, so be sure to start researching the bills as soon as you can. It happens very fast. You can also find more at mlis.state.md.us.
You excited for the session? I mean, what could go wrong?
Yeah, here we go.
It's always, you never know what to expect, but I would say after many years of going through this, that election years, they call it the silly season for a reason.
I understand.
And it's going to be all out, there's going to be a lot of backbiting this year, I think. A lot of people trying to make a name for themselves, a lot of partisanship. So it should be just fantastic. I can't wait.
It'll be great.
But it'll all be over in April. So let's just try and play nice, everyone, and get some good things done for the people of Maryland, right?
Last year was record-setting for the number of bills that were introduced.
Was it really?
Yes, and I'm hoping that while it's silly season, perhaps it's not record-setting.
Yeah, we don't want that to go on record again.
Yes,
No.
exactly.
And that's like probably 3,500 bills or something like that to be a record. That's a lot.
Yep, it was a busy season.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll talk to Deb Kremer from the Centers for Applied Technology at Arundel County Public Schools. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really want
smart.
cheese pizza. We have
Sometimes
this
her
video
mind
game.
wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope we
bad
don't
day
have another
at
bad
school
day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back. Today we have Deb with Career and Technology Education from Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and I'm happy to have you here on the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, anytime. Can you tell us a little bit about the CAT centers, what they are, what they do?
Absolutely. Anne Arundel County Public Schools has 2 centers of applied technology, and they really are share time centers where students can go to their comprehensive high school for a part of the day, and then they actually transport over to CAT North or CAT South to specialize in skill development and training for career development.
That's fantastic.
And what kind of skills do they learn? It's a wide gamut, right? Everything from like auto repair to...
Absolutely. Everything that you thought of in the older schools that were just skill trades, but now we have things like cybersecurity, we have simulation and gaming program, we have nursing, of course, wonderful culinary arts. So we have, actually the system has 40 different completer programs. 26 of those are housed at our applied tech centers.
You have 40 people who are experts on those various disciplines?
Well,
Wow.
yeah, we have 40 different programs.
Or are you
and-
expert in all 40?
Well, no, I'm not.
Okay, close.
That is part of the challenge to this job, and the challenge is finding really great people to teach in those programs. So our instructors do come out of industry. We hire people who have been welders and carpenters, and the person teaching our Academy of Health Profession has to be a registered nurse. So everyone that we hire to teach has experience in the field.
Is there a large demand for technical careers, and how do they pay?
Actually, there's a very large demand for technical careers. People don't understand how the economy has changed quite a bit. We used to just think that, every student has to go to a four-year college to be successful, and that really isn't true anymore. And there are quite a few jobs that are available that are excellent pay, excellent career opportunities that don't require a four-year degree. And it really helps students, I think, to get some experience while they're in high school, really see if it's what they want to do. And many students, almost all of our programs have very good value-added pieces such as industry certification. Students earn college credit while they're actually in high school, and they get kind of that jump start they need. And then many students get really great paying jobs, and the companies will pay for their college education. So there's really quite a different kind of swinging of the pendulum where parents really need to take a step back and think, what is best for my student? Taking out $80,000 in student loan debt for a four-year degree where they may not be able to get a job is not the best plan anymore. So I think people should really look into career and technology education and the value that it does for our economy and for our county.
And it goes even farther than that, because I remember I saw a 60 Minutes on this a while back where they were talking about there are jobs out there. I mean, we talk about electrician, plumber, auto mechanic, things like that. Kind of those, I think, fall into the traditional categories. But there are companies out there in positions who desperately need to fill multiple high-paying positions, and people just don't know about these. Like, could you give us an example of something like that?
Well, it's very true, and I guess a good example might be one of our programs at North County High School. So we have a very specific program because there's a big need in transportation, logistics, and security, cargo security, with our port and our airport, and those kinds of industries that are very strong in our county. They worked specifically with North County High School to create a program that matched their signature, that really supported that transportation, logistics, and cargo theme. And students earn a certificate from Anne Arundel Community College that is an 18 college credit certificate and prepares them to go to work right away.
And they did this all while they were in high school.
They are doing it all while they're in high school. They're taking the courses while they're in high school. They're getting the credits while they're in high school.
Wish I did that.
Me too.
Yeah, so and there are a lot of those things. There's a new Senate bill, actually, that says by, I think it's 2025, 45% of high school graduates will have completed a CTE program with industry certification or an apprenticeship. So apprenticeship is the next big step that we're trying to look into, really get some business support. We're working with Anne Arundel Workforce Development to really look at what are some big industry sectors that have a lot of openings, that have a need for really skilled workers, and how can we partner to really build those opportunities in the apprenticeship field? So that's kind of our next step.
And what's CTE?
Career and Technology Education.
Okay, just making sure. I'm
And I'm going to add,
acronyms.
and I certainly hope I'm not putting you in a spot here, but Anne Arundel County is so far ahead of the curve on the apprenticeship program and things that have happened within Anne Arundel County Public Schools as far as Tammy Dietrich and Dr. McMahon. Can you speak to a little bit about where we are and sort of where we see things going with the apprenticeship side of things?
Absolutely. Well, we have a very, very strong internship program. So historically, it was only kind of those career trade students, right, who went to work as seniors. We still have the work-based learning experiences so that students can get out and start earning money and really see if it's the job they want. But we also have opportunities where students do internships to really just go out into a business and explore and experience, is this the type of career I have? So apprenticeships take it quite a few steps further than that even, where we're trying to create some partnerships where students will spend a significant amount of their high school time in the business, being trained by the business, getting high school credit for that, but really almost kind of being guaranteed pretty much the job when they get out, that they'll be trained, they'll be way ahead of the curve, and it's for really high technical jobs that are in high demand in our area. So we're looking to build those partnerships too.
Incredible.
So if I wanted to find out more about CAT centers, how do I do that?
Well, you can go to Anne Arundel County Public Schools website at aacps.org. You could call my office, 410-222-5383, or you can contact the CAT centers specifically, directly.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Deb. Thanks for being here and having this conversation with us.
Absolutely. I love to talk about CTE anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration.
An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
Welcome back. Community of Hope is doing some great things up in Brooklyn Park. Pat Daly is there with the director. Pat?
Thanks, guys. Brooklyn Park is one of the most historic towns in Anne Arundel County, full of a tradition of community. Here to talk to me more about how that community is growing is Mazetta Wilson, the new director for the Community of Hope for Brooklyn Park. Mazetta, thanks for joining us. My first question would be, what do you see as what's the mission of the Community of Hope?
The mission is to create and support nurturing, safe environments for children, youth, adults, and families.
What's your vision as the director now over the next 6 months to a year?
The vision is to really continue with a lot of the great work that has already been started. So we're in works to develop a teen drop-in center. We have a family success center, and we're working on a project called the Greening of Brooklyn Park. And so we have a couple of things that we have already started and are trying to keep moving. And then we want to develop some new things here in Brooklyn Park, especially focused on the middle school and the needs of the students and families who attend the middle school.
Great. I know that, and I was at the recent Hope Day that the Community of Hope Brooklyn Park had. Tell us a little bit about how well that was attended and what occurred.
Oh my God, that was an amazing event. We had over 100 families. We had young people there. They received costumes. There was face painting. And we had a number of providers, at least 50 providers, who came out and really showed the community support and gave people the opportunity to access resources and get information for future and for things that they may need or that their neighbors might need. And so the children had a good time. Families were playing together. It was an opportunity for multi-generational activities to happen. Art Sherrod came out. He's from the area, and he did an amazing job. He played with the kids. He taught the kids some musical games. And then he also performed an entire concert where the families were dancing together and having a really good time.
Yeah, it was a great event. There's no doubt about it. Now, how can we learn more about what you're planning? How can we find out more information? And can you give us at least one event that we can look forward to?
Okay, yeah. So we have a baby shower coming up in March, and it's going to be in collaboration with the Brooklyn Park Library. And so that's one that everyone should be looking out for. But you can always find out more information about what we're doing on our Facebook page, the Anne Arundel County Partnership for Children, Youth, and Families. And we also have a Twitter, so we're all over social media, and we have a website coming soon.
Well, thanks, Ms. Ed. I really appreciate you spending some time with us today. You have an important task ahead of you, and we appreciate you doing it. Strengthen community, that's what it's all about here in Brooklyn Park. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Pat.
So, welcome to the show once again. Very good job.
Very happy to be hosting for Kristen.
Yes, Kristen is getting hitched this week. So it will be Mrs. Wilma Curry, Mrs. Kristen Lagana McCurry, something like that.
That's
But
really
we wish all
exciting.
the best to the happy couple.
Yes.
They're super cute and super adorable. It's unbelievable. It's overwhelming at times. But we're real happy for them, and we wish them a lifetime of happiness,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, but we have a fun little behind the scenes for you. Ainley lost her children while we were taping the show. Tell us about that. Do you know where your children are right now?
I feel like lost is a very strong word.
It is kind of. I go over the top
Yeah,
sometimes.
they're just shortly misplaced.
Just briefly misplaced.
Yes.
Briefly not with us.
Correct.
But
So
they're
this
safe?
is the reality, I'm hoping so. This is the reality of being a working mom.
Yeah.
So I have 4 children,
Yes.
and 2 of them made it from the middle school just fine. And 2 of them were getting picked up from a friend of mine from the elementary school, except for she hasn't found them.
Wow.
So, at some point, I have my phone.
Do you need to get that?
I would like to, just to make sure it's cold outside, and I want to make sure that they are, in fact, at home.
And now
Doing
that
homework.
and now that we're finished taping the show and it's actually much later, we can say, congratulations, surprise, the kids are fine. We found them. They're
Yes,
doing
yes.
just great. They were never in any danger. And shout out to Priscilla Burkhart. Good job. You saved those children.
Thank you, Jazzy P.
Well, we appreciate it, and please come on the show anytime.
Thank you.
Maybe even next week.
I'm hoping.
Next
What
week.
will I wear?
I don't know. I
Very
can't wait for that
exciting.
conversation. That wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.